Okay, I am back. Sorry about that, but as I said, had a phone call that I needed to take. And I'm actually going to. Yep, I am. Rather than where I left, I am placed back at the spawn point. At some point, I will want to create a bed and sleep in that in my house because that makes my spawn point my inside of my house where I'm more safe if I log off at night. That's what I was doing. I completely slipped my mind. I was working on mining that copper both because it's potentially a notable amount and because up here there's the open space and I'm kind of curious as to whether there's anything worth seeing up here, which evidently there is, as there's a chest, some pots which can contain potentially useful items, and just generally a large amount of open space. But of course, first things first, I am getting the copper, and now to loot the chest. More glow sticks, because I never have enough of those. Shine potion, which is probably one of my favorite potions just because it's so readily available and generally helpful. And as I start getting NEC, or NC, there, I am having all sorts of fun talking. As I start having NPCs move into houses that I create for them, I'm going to at one point get the merchant who sells a miner's helmet, which is, I almost want to say, a setback for me just because it has the same function of the shine potion that when I'm wearing it, I emit light, just regardless of where I am, what I'm doing. And so I find that so incredibly helpful because I never have to use torches. I can pretty much always see. And so I tend to get that helmet rather early and then just never wear any other helmets, which causes the problem of I no longer get any set bonuses for wearing a complete set of a given armor. So you could almost argue that I'm over-devoted to that helmet. It's not letting me place torch because that is water. So I'm going to go ahead and dig down and see if there's anything of note here. As far as I can tell, this is just your generic pool of water. So I'm going to leave that be, and as I've fully explored this area, I'm going to go back to my original shaft, fighting past that red slime up there, get some gel for torches, and I am going to continue digging down through this water area so that I can set up just a direct shaft, which comes in very useful later in the game because it helps me travel downward very, very quickly. Because once I'm more able to travel through use of chains that I can use to attach myself to the wall, grappling hook. I'm going to take out these wooden platforms and make it so that I can just fall straight down. And at that point I will both have the ability to grappling hook up and to teleport up, most likely, because there's an item that is specifically designed to allow me to teleport back to wherever I have set a spawn. So now I'm going to check to see, yes, I'm still capable of reaching my wooden platform, though I'm considering... Oh, I may have just made it so that I can no longer reach it. I'm considering doing something to take out the water just because that's incredibly inconvenient when I'm mining, though I believe that my old strategy no longer works. Yes, it used to be that you could place a block and then when mining it back, that would destroy the block of water. But now they have it that the game remembers that there's water there, and when you mine the block, it's just replaced with the water. So I can't fill this entire area with water and then just open it back up and have it be air. So my plan is I'm going to go ahead and make a little water gate and then later break through this and deal with the water, because by the time I need to have a straight tunnel, I'll be able to get rid of the water more effectively. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to do as far as setting this up. because I'm somewhat out of experience, and so I don't entirely remember how I like to make my watertight gates, though I am now remembering. And it looks like I'm not sure if that's stone, but it looks like I may have actually run into a notable amount of resources while doing that, so once I get oxygen set up down here, I'm probably going to deal with that. And of course I messed up, so I get to try again. This is also becoming very difficult because I don't have oxygen readily available down here, so I'm going to go ahead and mine this way, both discovering that this was in fact stone and I was having difficulty seeing, and making a nice little pocket of air for me to sit in to work with that. So now I'm going to go ahead and reattempt my water gate this way. And that should be deep enough this time. So now what I do, I believe I've still messed this up. Ah yes, what I messed up was all the way up here where I should have made this taller, so I believe now I've just royally caused problems. No, this is still fixable, I believe. Since I mined out sideways, I've made it so that I can just do this, and it should line up properly with my original mine shaft, which it will. Okay, yes, if I go a little bit to the side, I believe this right here is my original mine shaft, so at this point I can continue going down, and having done all that downward digging, I have now reached another cave to be exploring. And right from the start, I have a large amount of iron, so that's nice. So going ahead and mining all of that out. And as you can see by the glow down in this corner, I believe that's going to be a new type of biome called, or it's a jellyfish. That works too. This time I have seen the trap, and I went ahead and disabled it. There was a trap there that was going to shoot me. But what I was thinking of was that blue glow is common both to jellyfish and to a biome that you find when digging downwards called the, I believe, glowing... No, it's mushroom forest. It's an area where you can find glowing mushrooms that both grow the same way as these mushrooms right here, and ones that grow very, very tall in a similar manner to trees. And you can destroy those and get very, very large numbers of the mushrooms, and they're good for restoring health.